Hi BookTube, it's Missy, and today I'm going to be doing my weekly wrap-up. This is the third of the month, super excited, and this week I read 3.5 books, yay to me. The first book that I want to talk about is Forget Me by K.A. Harrington. This is a standalone YA suspense mystery thriller. In the beginning of the book, during the prologue, I was reading about Morgan, which is the main character, how she meets this boy named Flynn. Like, they start going out immediately, and in 2 months, he gets hit by a car and dies. So I'm thinking, oh my god, I don't want to read this. It sounds stupid. But then, I don't know, I kept reading, and so chapter 1 happened, and then I'm reading, and then Morgan and Tony are really cute together. Tony's her best friend. I really liked that part. And then she starts finding out clues, and like the big thing, the one that made me stick to the book, like for the remainder and like really be excited to read about it. Let me turn this around really quick. It says, "Is this Evan Murphy? Yes, no, done tagging." That was the main scene of the book that grabbed me and kept me there. So, not Morgan, but Tony tells Morgan to post a picture of Flynn on something it's called Friendshare. Where is it? Yeah. So it's called Friendshare, but it's kind of like a Facebook. So you're supposed to post the picture and then, put a comment or whatever. So Tony goes, "Morgan, do that. It'll meet, you'll find closure if you say goodbye to Flynn on this Friendshare website." So she goes and puts his picture up there, and it says, "Do you want to tag this person as Evan Murphy?" And she's thinking, who the hell is Evan Murphy, and why does he look so much like my boyfriend that just died? That's the ticket. That's what kept me going. And so I just, brushed the fact that there was insta-love in the first prologue, and then kept on reading, and it was amazing. I gave this, did I give it 5 stars? No, I think I gave it 4 stars just because of that insta-love. I was like, ugh, insta-love. Anyways, read it. It's totally good.
The second book that I read is
The second book that I read this week is Unremembered by Jessica Brody. This book I rated a 3-star. I just finished it today, and it was just okay. It's about a girl. She has no name when we meet her in the book, and she is the only survivor of a plane crash. Everybody else dies. She gets taken to the hospital. Everyone's asking her questions. Who is she? Does she remember her name? Where she's from? Blah, blah, blah. And she has complete amnesia. She has no idea what's going on. The nurse calls her Violet because her eyes are violet, and weird things pursue after that. She finds out that there's this boy that says he knows her, but she doesn't remember who he is, and the book kind of just drags on. There's like a cat and mouse kind of chase going on, where there's some bad guys looking for her. The boy tries to protect her by trying to get her to remember her past because he's from her past. And at the end, you're left with a semi-cliffhanger because there is a sequel which came out last year, I believe. And so it was okay. I'm definitely going to read the sequel because I want to find out what happens at the end. But the only thing that really grabbed me in this entire book was the whole sci-fi biological aspect, where we don't know if this girl is human or a cyborg or why these people are after her. And there's like a conspiracy going, and like some highly like secretive organization / medical facility that this girl's worth lots of money, so they're trying to capture her. Anyways, yeah, it was just okay. And the third book that I finished this week is The Retribution of Mara Dyer. This is the third and final book of the trilogy, and I thought it was just okay as well. I really, really liked the first book, The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, and I really liked the second book. But this last one it wasn't a flop because I did enjoy it for the most part, but I listened to it on audio and the narrator was terrible. All of the characters' voices sounded exactly the same, so I didn't know who was talking. And then there is a part of the book where Noah and his father David are talking, and they're both British, but all you hear is the same British accent, so you don't know if it's David or Noah. I mean, of course she says, and David says, or and Noah says, but it kind of like takes me out of the story because I'm thinking, ew, you're using the same voice for that character. And so I just didn't like it. And then the ending, it made sense in a way, but at the same time, if you think about everything that Mara has gone through and like the flashbacks that she has of her grandma or whatever, and then you listen to the end and what her choices, like she's supposed to choose one way, and that would make the most sense for Noah and for the rest of her life, but then or she could choose this way and it could be complicated, and I don't know, what she chooses kind of, I mean, it would be good both ways, I guess, but and then the love scene in book 3 kind of made me gag. Again, you have to think I'm listening to this, so I'm listening to the breathiness of the narrator. So magical. I'm like, gross. I don't want to hear anymore. Like, I would have rather have read it myself in the physical form without that sound. It's just nasty. Anyhow, so those are the 3 books that I finished this week. I started The Vampire Academy, and I'm supposed to be buddy reading this. Can you see how far I am in? I'm supposed to be buddy reading this with Penelope, and she said, hey, are you ready to start Frostbite? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm not. I mean, obviously this is a reread, so I could technically just skip it and then start reading, or I could read both at the same exact time because it doesn't matter since I've read them both. But I'll just try to get through this quickly during this week, and then I'll start on Frostbite. Yeah, so 3.5 books. That's it. I hope you guys have a good week. I will talk to you soon.